Hi guys, welcome back to Casual Watch Review channel. This week we're looking at the brand new, the king of all the G-Shocks, the King G-Shock, brand new out in this two-tone surround, and very nicely is it's got the positive display. Last few of these that have come out have had that negative display, and I'm not a big fan of the old negative display G-Shocks. I do like big G-Shocks, but I might have hit my size limit with this one. Let me know what you think at the end of the review. Look at this absolute beast. This is the King G-Shock. It's the new one, I think just out this week, the GX56 TU1A-5, coming in at $150 here in the US. I bought this from Japan a couple of weeks ago. I didn't even know that they were going to be releasing it in the US, but I'm so glad that they did. I'm a huge fan of the positive displays. I hate the negative displays, and this watch only really, there was one model that had a positive display, but mainly it comes in a negative display version. I'd never seen one of these in person before, and it is an absolute beast. 53.6 case. On the website it says that it is a 55.5 from lug to lug, which it is, but of course with it being a G-Shock we do have these bumpers there, and that takes it to a whopping 70.9. Here you can see it on my 7.2 inch wrist. I like a big G-Shock, but I think I might have hit my limit with this one because it is absolutely massive on my wrist. You probably can't tell from here, but let's just compare it to other G-Shocks. Here is the metal square. I do have this on an aftermarket strap, so you're not getting the full overhang of the metal square strap. But there you can see, based on how the dial looks there, how the LCD looks, how much bigger this watch is. And then let's go right back to the 90s, one of the first MRGs to be released, one of the first titanium MRGs to be released. This is the 1-1. Look at the size comparison between these two. And if we turn it on its side, you can see just how thick this watch is. In fact, this one is 17.5 millimeters thick. So I think I've about hit my maximum with this. One thing that I do find a little bit irritating, I might get used to it because I haven't been wearing this watch every single day. This bit does, you can feel it on the back of the wrist, and we'll do a wrist shot later, but I'll show you can feel it on the back of the wrist. So let's just talk about this watch in general. 200 meter water resistance. It is using the G-Shock resin, or Casio's resin. This isn't the bio-based resin that we've seen on a few of the other watches. This seems to be their standard resin. It does have tough solar on it, but there's no atomic timekeeping, no Bluetooth, etc. And if we cycle through the functions here, we have world time, the several alarms, stopwatch, and then the countdown timer. And then we go back to the main time. Buttons are mud resistant, quite easy to press, but they do take a little bit of force. Certainly easier to press than the standard square, especially if you're wearing gloves or you have dexterity issues in your fingers. These buttons are certainly a lot easier to press than on the traditional square, where the buttons you can see are quite recessed. Got a two-tone color scheme with this one, sandy colored strap, and then the black bezel. The sandy color is picked up on the text we can see here at the bottom, and I think this looks awesome. This color combination I think works really well for this. They're calling this the utilitarian series, and you can see why, because it does have that outdoorsy, slightly military look to it. The strap will overhang your wrist. If I push that in there, you can see that you've still got the bumpers there that will overhang. Has the double tang for the buckle, and then corresponding, of course, we've got the multiply adjustable for that right fit with the double holes there. And then the keeper isn't a metal keeper, it is resin. On the side there we have a mud resistant, written kind of upside down there so you can see it on the wrist, and then shock resistant. Let's put this on a wrist and then you can see it, the size of this beast. For reference, again, my wrist is 7.2 inches, fits quite nicely. There's not too much of a strap overhang, certainly not like we've seen on the Frogman, for example. This has a very reasonable overhang. When you bend your wrist, you can definitely feel that bit, this bit here, digging into your wrist. My wrist is touching up against it. That's a sensation that I have to say I don't love on this watch. Maybe I'll get used to it. If I let it out a little bit so it wasn't as tight, it will slip down a little bit more and make that a little bit more uncomfortable. So that's the one thing that I don't love about this watch, is that sensation when I bend my wrist. I'll probably get used to it, to be honest, but that's definitely something that you need to know. If that's something that you're concerned about, you will feel it on your wrist there. But overall, this is has an impressive wrist presence for a G-Shock. I do like big G-Shocks, but I think I might have hit my limit with this one in terms of size. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I think the way that G-Shock pricing has been going, I think $150 for this is an absolute bargain. This is what the JDM box looked like. I'm not sure how the box looks if you buy it in the US, whether it's similar to this cardboard box or whether it be slightly different, but this is what it came in on the JDM ones. There's going to be several other models of this released in this utilitarian series, one of which is the 6900, which I really like the look of that one. Maybe I'll sell this one and then pick up that 6900. I like the way the button looks on that one. But as with all of these reviews, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel, love it if you subscribed, hit that thumbs up and bell notification, and I'll see you next time on Casual Watch Reviews.